This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi.
Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. Look, I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. To let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. 2-in-1 night. See what happens when you go after my friends? Anyway, I'm pretty sure that the website is ran by a guy named Petrini. I cannot confirm this with 100% fact, but I'm pretty sure. Now, keep in mind, I made this video about an hour past the time I made the last video. But this is still developing, and I plan on going further. Looks like Mr. Petrini, by his own admission in his court documents that he filed pro se with the Federal District Court, Southern District of Mississippi, he moved up here from Miami. Hey, what do you know? Who else used to live in Miami? Gee, who was that lived in Miami? Oh, that would be me. I'm trying to figure out why somebody thinks they can come up from South Florida and step on our laws. Anyway, his complaint, paraphrasing, summarizing, and wrapping it all up in a nutshell. This is not going to be verbatim because I simply don't feel like going verbatim. If you want to go look it up yourself, though, it's on Pacer. Get a Pacer account. It's free. Trust me, I have one. Apparently, he was trying to do something at his residence, the 1600 block of Highway 90, Beach Boulevard. Those of us that are local, we know it's Highway 90. Damn. See what happens? I'm allergic to bullshit. It chokes me up. Anyway, he went to go do some work on his property, and allegedly he had a building permit. Allegedly. And the city come out there to inspect what he was doing, and apparently they did not like something that he was doing. And again, you could read it for yourself. It's on Pacer. But when they went to look at what he was doing, apparently there was a big argument. Somebody said, well, you won't shut up, so I can't tell you what's going on. And I could see that. Now he's filing First Amendment retaliation claims. He's filing ADA claims. He's filing civil rights violations. It's a 1983 case. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Code enforcement is annoying. I will go ahead and say that. But they exist for a reason. Now, I'm a free man. I am a constitutional guy. I believe that, if I want to have property and build my house however I want to, I should be allowed to. So on that, I say that to say this. When you ask to build something in the city of Biloxi from code enforcement, you're kind of you're asking permission, and you're buying permission, a permit. That's what a permit is. It's, may it please the crown, I will offer my tribute to the crown, and the crown says, sure, here's your license. Now, I don't agree with having to have building permits. I'll go ahead and say that. But he consented by playing their game. And apparently, there was something that he did that they didn't like, and they mentioned their objection to him. According to him, they gave him a stop work order. Now, stop work order is, from what I understand, I've never had one served on me, but it's a pretty binding document, I think. And I guess if you ask permission from the city to amend something or build something on your property, they have the right to do this. Then apparently reading his complaint, tit for tat happens, and now it's turned into a federal lawsuit to where he is now suing the city. And the city listed a shitload of affirmative defenses, and basically one of them was, we don't want to enrich him because he didn't follow the rules. Again, paraphrasing. Look it up on Pacer yourself. What is it? Petrini versus City of Biloxi. You can look it up on Pacer. So, don't take my word for it. I'm paraphrasing, and I've only read a couple of documents. So I'm really, I just wanted to see what it was all about. So now, he's mad. Enter the website, peopleversuscityofbiloxi.com. Enter him showing his ass, calling people mafioso, talking about the Dixie Mafia. Folks, let me lay something on the line for y'all in case you're uneducated. And Petrini, you ain't from here, boy, so you ain't got no right to speak about the goddamn Dixie Mafia. Not a fucking bit. You want me to start pulling out some of the corruption shit that I know of from my law enforcement time in Miami, where you are from, we can have that conversation. But you don't want that smoke. You don't want that conversation. Because I guarantee you, the way you're doing this shit, I'm just about betting, and I haven't looked up Dade County Clerk of Court yet, or excuse me, the Miami-Dade County Clerk of Court website yet, but I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pause the video and look it up now and just see what pops up on your ass. Huh. They got a Yuri v. Petrini de Morales. I'm not sure if that's the same guy or not, but to be determined. I'll continue my investigation. This is just shit that I'm doing right now from the truck. But if there's dirt on you from South Florida, I'm going to find it. Trust me. Got a lot of resources down there in law enforcement. Anyway, my prediction on your case is that it's going to get dismissed at the federal level. Then you'll probably try to appeal it to the Fifth Circuit. It'll probably get kicked back there and dismissed, if they even decide to look at it. I don't see anything in anything that I have read to show that Jerry Creel or anybody with the city of Biloxi has acted improperly. What I do show Petrini, Yuri, the hell kind of name is Yuri anyway? I see I see where you're acting improperly. And if the city attorneys are smart, which I'm sure that they are very smart, your website will wind up as evidence against you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you start coming after me and trying to wrap me up in it, you better tighten up your balls. Because I am probably the hardest target you've ever tried to hit. I'm sure you haven't done this. I'm sure this is not your first time. I'm sure you have done this before. I'm almost positive that this is not your first time going after people who piss in your cornflakes. Well, brother, let me let you know right now. I'm about to grab a 40 and pay my respects to your cornflakes. I ain't playing with this. You stop going after people. You pissed off at the city. Go after the city. You want to wrap up Aaron Wilson, Jacqueline, Ron and Anita, Fofo, all up in your bullshit? You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to go rent a U-Haul. I'll help you load it. Back it up. Roll that Bombay door down. Actually, use Penske. They don't charge mileage on this. And what you do is, you get on I-110, you go north. When you get to I-10, you go east. Keep driving until you get to about Lake City. Hit 75 south. You got two choices. You can pay the tolls on the turnpike, or you can go down 75 and go the way I go, which is 75 to Naples and then jump on 41 to come across the Tamiami Trail. I don't like paying tolls. That's just me. But your decision. What I cannot fucking stand at all is people that ain't from here coming over here thinking they can pull their bullshit, and when we say, no, you will not, all of a sudden it's our problem. You ain't from here. You have no say. No, none. You're a fucking interloper. That's all you are. You're a visitor. My family's been here. People that you're going after, we're from here. You're just visiting. Live with it and get the fuck out of our city. And when you lose at federal court, I hope the judge awards you to have to pay the legal fees of every defendant that you named. I hope the city and everybody that you sued individually sues you for the cost of their defense. That's what I'd love to see. So go ahead, put your little bullshit post up. I know who you run with, and I know who he runs with. And if you think those individuals are honorable, better ask somebody. Have a good day, buddy. Actually, no. Have the day you deserve.